Hello, everybody, and welcome to Eat, Drink, Dump. I'm Dane.
I'm Scott.
I'm Carson.
And tonight, I'm drinking Mountain Holler Red Owl. The most generic soda that has ever existed.
Yet somehow the best.
But quite tasty.
It really is. It's fucking awesome. We have, become the most inconsistent podcast this summer.
Yeah, basically.
It's like the second podcast we've done in, 2.5 months.
That sounds about right.
It's pretty bad that I've been more of a consistent cast member of your podcast, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were gone for a whole month. Yeah. I still am the only person that has run 100% attendance rate on the podcast.
You're also the person whose laptop uses it and edits the podcast, though, so it's probably a problem if it pops up.
If someone wants to step up and have a backup computer, I would probably miss a couple. I'd just get really belligerent and sit out a couple.
Belligerent.
I'm golden.
Yeah, so we've decided to convert my apartment where this is Carson, I should probably tell you this before I say this on the podcast, even though I'm saying it at the same time. This is now our studio and office.
You've told me about that.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. We've decided to convert my apartment into a shitty office.
Well, there's the extra bedroom.
I know.
So
that's where the cats shit, though. The cat's poop box is in there. You don't want to be in there.
All right then.
The whole thing's just an office, man. Okay, so what? It's been fucking
a while.
It's been since May, since the last one, I think. And
we did one in June.
Did we? Was it June?
We did one in June.
I thought it was May. Maybe it was June.
Yeah, that was June because I
June?
remember that was around E3 time.
Yeah. You're right. It was the week before E3.
Did you guys do one after the one we did in Leslie's basement?
No.
Okay.
I haven't done
so
we've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Scott, you're back.
I am back.
Even though you've been back for a while.
I've been back for a while. Just not on the podcast.
Okay, so where were you at?
I was in Tennessee with my my parents building their house.
You're the only 10 I see.
Thanks.
Wow.
That really means a lot.
Well, let's see. In other news, I grew a beard. I got a job.
I did too.
And you nearly died.
I did. I almost
died.
So out of the 3 of those things, the last one is vastly more interesting. So why don't you talk about how you nearly died?
Well, but that's how I grew a beard too.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Yeah, I got in a motorcycle wreck. It's been
about a month now.
Almost a month now. Yeah. I was riding my motorcycle home, and I had a deer run out in front of me, and I had to dump the bike, and received what is possibly the shittiest healthcare on planet Earth. And I'm not going to say the name of the hospital, just in case somebody fucking listens to it and is
Legal.
hey, fuck this pod. Yeah. It was shitty. Yeah, got in a motorcycle wreck. I'm fine. I'm kind of scarred up, but I'm good. I couldn't shave, so I grew a beard, broke a bone in my left hand. Anyway, all's well. Bike works.
Which is astounding.
Yeah,
You probably took a harder hit than the bike, it looks like, almost. The bike's still working.
The bike runs fucking fine. You would never have even guessed that the bike has been in an accident.
It's a champion.
It fucking lived, man.
I think you just need to get training wheels.
Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pad myself and the bike in Nerf.
Nerf. Nice. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when it rains?
Well, then accidents are fun. But then I'll be weigh 800 pounds. Yeah.
You gotta add the little squeakers to everything too, so when you have it's every time you bounce. I guess one thing we can talk about, the Deadpool trailer has leaked, and we're all kind of freaking out about that.
Fucking awesome.
Great.
I'm not gonna lie, going in, I kind of was like, Ryan Reynolds, whatever. Don't think it'd be very good. After seeing that, though, I really like Deadpool's voice.
Pretty good.
No one's 100% sure. The people that made it are the ones that, leaked it in large quotes. But no one's really sure, what the point of that was. If it's to drum a pipe, if they're trying to do a reverse Streisand effect or what. But I would like a Deadpool movie.
I would really enjoy it. But it's got to be rated R.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing with me.
I would be... At first I was really skeptical when they were like, Deadpool movie, because I love the Deadpool comics.
Yeah.
And my concern is that there is so much of what happens in the Deadpool comics is Deadpool talking to the reader and breaking the fourth wall,
as well as talking to himself.
Yeah, to himself and to the reader and stuff, and he always breaks the fourth wall, and it's just really goofy. And I was worried that that wouldn't translate well onto the screen, because I was in my head I was thinking of what they did with like Wolverine Origins, where it was just a huge turd, and like Deadpool, if you want to call him Deadpool, when he was in it, was just total shit. It was awful. But after seeing that, I'm a believer in Marvel, man. Anything that they touch turns to gold. I am not sure they can do anything wrong right now.
Marvel Studios definitely. Well, I don't want to go as far as
Fox
definitely.
Not so much.
Yeah, although Days of Future Past, I've been told was really good.
Amazing. It's amazing. It's very good.
Oh gosh, let's see. Supposedly the reason that the movie hasn't been made is because, and we were talking about this a little bit when I first got over here, is the R rating. And that's what they're gunning for, and that's why Fox hasn't made it, because supposedly they don't want to make an R-rated movie, because, like, you know, those X-Men movies are kind of geared towards a younger audience. I mean, there's definitely an all-age thing, but you know what I mean? And if you throw in an R rating on an X-Men movie, they're probably afraid that not enough people are going to see it.
What I'm kind of wondering, though, is does Fox have exclusive rights to Deadpool? Because he's technically not an X-Men. He was in Origins, but I don't know if they own the property for the movie rights on that.
He's in like the X-Men universe, so that's why he would fall under it.
I know Fox owns the movie rights to X-Men, and they own the movie rights to Spider-Man.
Not Sony owns Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Fox's X-Men, Sony's Spider-Man. But see, I know Sony's lease on Spider-Man's about to run up, because they're talking about Marvel possibly for the one of the Avengers sequels that they're planning, being able to have Spider-Man actually in it, because that lease for Sony is within like 3 or 4 years of running out.
Yeah.
And so if that happens, then it probably wouldn't be Andrew Garfield, but it would be somebody playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how long. Well, because Fox owns Fantastic Four, too.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
And Silver Surfer and all that. But those movies were awful.
They were.
Oh, they were so bad.
I did not enjoy them.
Though the concept art and stuff I've seen for the reboot of that looks really good. It looks like they're actually going back. But see, I'm not a Fantastic Four guy. I like comics, but like
I'd rather just be the Roger Corman 1990 Fantastic Four, the like really crappy one that never got released. I really just wish it'd be that. They just throw it out there, just be like, I forget it. Well, 2016 Fantastic Four. The Roger Corman edition.
I like the Thing. I fucking love the Thing as a character, and I like the Human Torch as a character. Mr. Fantastic is just I can't get behind him, and fucking Invisible Girl, is that the fourth one? She's a fucking helpless twat. Like, she is the worst female superhero ever, because in the comics, if you go back and read please go back and read like the old like 60s comics of her, she's terrible, dude. Like, all she does is turn invisible and then then fuck shit up. That's all she does. Like, she's like the ultimate damsel in distress with superpowers. Like, I'm not a fan. I really don't give a shit if they ever reboot that, whatever. But now what I am excited for, fucking Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and I thought she was probably too thin to play Wonder Woman, but after seeing the footage or the photo of her, she looks crazy hot. So down. Plus, I love Wonder Woman. She fucking kicks ass.
Wonder Woman's cool.
No, I'm waiting for. I would love for them to do a Teen Titans movie. That would be sweet.
That would be interesting. I haven't seen the cartoon in a while.
The only problem is that it's DC, and whereas Marvel just puts out anything and everything, it seems like, which is good. It keeps the train going. DC is like super, super slow with everything.
And they're super inconsistent.
They're not really that good. I mean, the Batman movies were good, but I did not like Man of Steel. I didn't like it.
We can attribute the success of the Batman trilogy to Christopher Nolan being a genius and not DC, because DC finds a way to... Warner and DC find a way to fuck up their own movies. Man of Steel was definitely a step up from the 2006 Superman Returns and Brandon Routh, and I hope that Brandon Routh is like somewhere in a gutter, like, you know, I don't know, getting raped by dingoes or something, because
dingoes?
That dude ruined a segment of my childhood, okay? I was so excited for that to come out. My dad takes me on opening night to go and see Superman Returns, and it was the biggest turd.
Yeah, it was a bad movie.
So bad.
It was a bad
Man of Steel
movie.
was definitely a step up from that.
I didn't see it, but I either hear like you kind of like it or you hate it.
I liked it because I was comparing it to the 2006 one, but as far as like comparing it to a good movie, it was not. The fight scenes were incredible, but that was about it.
I just wasn't a fan overall.
The character with the most depth was Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's character by far had the most depth in that entire movie, and he was supposed to be a minor character. We always end up being the movie podcast.
Yeah, it happens.
What we get
it
on,
happens.
Man. Planet of the Apes. New Planet of the Apes was fucking amazing.
Haven't gotten to see it.
I didn't
Heard
see
that's
it.
really good.
I've never really been into those anyway.
Oh, dude, I love Planet of the Apes.
I wasn't into the old one, but I did like the new one. The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, Rise, yeah. Dawn's the new one.
Wait, you're talking about the old one as in the Charlton Heston ones, or are you talking the Marky Mark Tim Burton one?
I'm talking about the one with James Franco.
Okay.
With Jamie Franco.
Would you... No. Wait, you were saying you liked that one?
Yeah.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
You liked that one, but you said you didn't like the old one?
No. I was saying that's the one I liked.
Oh,
period.
Okay,
that was the end of that. No. I never saw the Tim Burton one. I always heard that it was a turd, and I'm not a big Tim Burton fan.
Believe it or not,
probably would not like it.
They have completely cut that movie out of the canon. Like, they have said that this movie has nothing to do with the Tim Burton ones, and even, like, the creators and stuff have all said, no, Tim Burton's has nothing to do with the actual Planet of the Apes universe. This is a prequel of the Charlton Heston ones, which are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
those things are classic.
Those are good, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either recently. I've been really, like, laid up with the accident and stuff. I've only really been able to get out the last, like, week. I haven't even really, like, drank. I have drank, like, 8 beers in the last month, which for me is just, like...
It's a record.
An incredibly low amount. It's usually, like, that in, like, a day. Let me think. What else have we fucking done? I've sat here and played video games.
Yeah, we can talk about that like we always do.
I haven't even played anything new. I've just been going back and, like, playing just random shit. Like, I played through Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
That's literally exactly what I've been doing.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
No, not but I've been going back and just playing random shit. Like, I haven't played anything new.
Well, I got a couple new games. Okay. Went through and played pretty much all the main Metal Gear Solid games. Those were really good. I'd never done them before. I pretty much marathoned like all of them for like a month straight. It was just I went through. I did Twin Snakes first on the GameCube because that's what everyone told me to do, and then I went to 2, which was my least favorite because Raiden just.
I completely agree.
But then it's like you get to 3, and 3 is by far my second favorite. The first is my favorite, but I just love 3 because the Snake Eater song.
Yeah, I think 3 is my favorite. Are you playing, like, the HD ones?
Yeah, on PlayStation 3.
So 3 has the actual good camera angles.
Yeah, and then
piss you off.
I played
wonky.
Yeah, I played 4. 4 was pretty good. 4 still holds up. I really like the story to it. I know a lot of people complain about cutscenes.
Yeah,
but that didn't bother me.
I'm one of those people.
That didn't bother me because the thing was, you know, it's like these cutscenes would come on and I just do something else or play another game.
Yeah.
So it's just like, here's an hour-long cutscene. Okay, let's get some homework done or wwhatever, you know.
I got time. Yeah, it's fine.
It's like, I got free time. It's cool.
I mean, I guess they're alright if you're not, if, you know, you're doing something else, but I can't sit there and watch them.
It's like watching an entire season of 24.
Basically, yeah. I think I played the game skipping all the cutscenes on just, like, regular normal, and the game was only, like, 5 hours long.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I've heard.
And, like, I watched all the cutscenes, and then it was, like, 14, like, the total playtime. I'm like, so, the game's, like, more cutscenes than it is gameplay. But it's still fun.
Yeah, I got through that. Got through Peace Walker, which was alright, and then I just got Metal Gear Rising, which made me realize that Raiden doesn't totally suck because he's better in that game.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I just didn't like the gameplay of that one.
I actually like it because it's so fast-paced and everything, but yeah, I got that, and I don't know if you guys have heard of Shovel Knight.
Yeah, okay.
I got Shovel Knight, and I just beat that yesterday, and that game is
Go ahead and explain
fun.
Shovel Knight just in case, just for like people that don't know.
So Shovel Knight is, and you hear this a lot, but it's actually true, like a love letter to old NES games. Although technically it has more colors than the NES can or whatever. Point is, you literally play as this little blue knight that has a shovel. And you go through, and it plays kind of like old school, like Mega Man and DuckTales and Castlevania, and just like all these games all wrapped up into one.
Yeah.
And it's just old school, like awesome platformer type stuff.
I'll try that.
It's a load of fun. Probably gonna be what gets me back into the reviews, which we can throw a little link in the
oh yeah, we can do
that.
Yeah, because we're kind of pseudo merging, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that's one thing it's just, the thing is there's not like a huge intricate plot to it, but there's just little things that you find. Like this game just has so many like little secrets like old school games used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
like fucking Doom.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that outside of them saying like, it's really fun, I don't want to go into too much depth to spoil anything. And because like I said, I'm going to have that review coming out, there's a reason why. The last couple games that I've gotten into, though, I happened to get a copy of Halo 1 on my laptop.
Oh, the PC version, yeah.
Holy crap, that game has not aged well at all.
No.
Like the core mechanics, shooting, all that,
those
it's
are
still
good.
fun.
Yeah.
The problem is that everything looks the freaking same.
Yeah.
Everything. So I'm not very far in the game, but there's a few parts very early on where you're driving the Warthog. You got to go through these alien corridors. And I got lost, like, 2 different times, because, one, I just got myself turned around, so I didn't know where I was going, but everything looks the same.
Are you talking about, like, the second level when you go underground?
Yeah.
I know that, like, by heart. Like,
I don't
know how to do it.
I don't, and because of that, it's just, like, it's not hard, but it's just, everything looks the same.
Yeah. Well, because I think, like, when we were first playing those and when they were coming out, that was such a huge leap in graphics, and like Halo had some of the best graphics available, and now you go back and you're like, holy shit, because you get so spoiled with such high resolution and stuff and high textures and stuff, that now you go back and you're like, what the fuck
and
did
it's
I
also
how did I play this?
I knew going in that that's what it was going to kind of be, you know, like graphics, but like I never had an Xbox when it was big, and I never really played through all of the campaign of Halo 1. But I remember playing it and liking it, and I remember playing with the huge Duke controller, because it was like when it first came out, where like, and I remember I was in like probably like 2nd or 3rd grade, and this controller was entirely too big for my hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just
Those Dukes were fucking huge.
Yeah, they're so huge.
That and like, you could probably kill a person with a Duke.
Yeah,
I think it could, yeah.
You know, it's still not a bad game, and it's kind of made me realize that, because I don't know, I watched all of Red vs. Blue recently.
Okay.
And so I was like, I kind of actually want to play Halo for once. So that's why I got my hands on a copy of it. And, you know, I was thinking, I was like, this is kind of fun. Like, why have I been so against Halo? And I thought about it, and it was like, because I'm not playing the multiplayer. So I don't have some little kid that's telling me that he's railing my mom or whatever after he kills me in the game like 8 times.
Halo multiplayer is legendary, man.
It's always been fun.
For that. And that's why I don't like to play it, because I'm not. I've never been good at shooters with a controller. I like to say I'm adequate with a keyboard and mouse. I know I can do good in campaigns. I don't know about multiplayer because I don't play them that much. But when it comes to just like using an Xbox controller, never been good at it. Ever.
I've always been shit at like Call of Duty and stuff.
Yeah.
I've always been decent at Halo, and you know from playing with me, I talk so much shit.
Oh god.
While playing Halo online, like I'm totally one of those people.
The things that you said. There was one night. I had Dane here and a couple of our other friends over to stay the night. We were in like high school or whatever, and we were hanging out, you know. And I of course passed out because I actually went to bed at a decent time, and it didn't matter what day of the week it was. That's always when I went to sleep. And so that night was no different. But I wake up at 3 in the morning, and Dane here, unfortunately, has the mic to my Xbox. They're all on my account playing online, which is fine, except for the fact that every time Dane gets on something, he's just saying the most crude things to these kids. They just be like, I just shot you in the head. He's be like, yeah, that's just what I did to your mother. What? Yeah, go look in the bedroom. And just like, what was great is like the next day, right? They're gone.
Did they boot you from live?
Well, no, I didn't get booted, but I looked and it was like I had 0% everything for like all of my Xbox career, if you want to call it. I checked the next day, 45% in one night. It was like does not get along well with others or whatever. It's like that's cool. That's cool.
The thing is, I still do that.
What was great though is like you weren't the kind of person that just talked trash and then like lost or whatever. You guys were coming in first every time.
Yeah, we were doing well.
Yeah.
There was a kid, I was playing Halo the other day, and Tyler was sitting here. He was watching me play, and I kill this kid, and he sends me a message, like a voice message, and he's like, "You suck so bad. Like, you're the worst player on planet Earth, but like, fuck you, whatever." So I spend like 20 minutes typing it out because I want him to be able to forever save it, like, in writing. I thought it was more powerful that way. I told the kid that he was the biggest fuck-up that I'd ever met, and that he was such a fuck-up, I was going to go and dig up his dead grandmother and butt fuck her until she came back to life, just so I could tell her what a disappointment her grandson was.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
And I told him that I called him a worthless piece of shit and I never got anything back from the kid.
You know what I hope, though? I hope that whenever he opened that, his mom or his dad or someone was like standing... They're just, oh, you got a message from someone, open it up. And he opens it up and it says this huge thing, and they just take the Xbox out of the wall and just throw it in the dumpster. And that's it. That ends it. Give the kid a Bible and just say, here, read and recite.
You're going to church camp now.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
The only Halo's here on the Angels.
It's so interesting to me how much like Xbox Live has changed because I've been playing it since like it first came out for like Halo 2, and like there definitely be trash talking in like the lobby, but then like after the game, people were usually like, yeah, you know, good game,
civil,
like yeah, respectful, like, and then it started like with the Xbox Live parties. So, like, you don't have to talk to people, like, so people just start sending these evil messages.
Like, also, like, now, though, like, when I... Like now, like when I'm on Xbox Live, nobody talks to each other.
Oh yeah,
nobody.
Everybody used to do that.
Well,
like,
that's why. Because like nobody wants to put up with each other's crap.
Nobody has like their mics plugged in anymore.
Or they do, but they're in like a party, like Scott was saying.
But like I remember like playing Halo 2 and actually like making friends. Like, I still remember this dude, Kevin, that I always talk to. Like,
shout out to Kevin.
He's so fucking nice. Like, we just play all the time. Like, I just knew a lot of people.
Was he one of those guys that had the gamer tag, Kevin? Like, he was the original Kevin?
No,
he was Kevin.
Oh, God,
I can't remember.
Great.
I can't remember his gamer tag, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I did play Halo 3... like the online quite a bit, and I mean I never got really good, but I did meet some people on there.
Oh yeah, Halo 3 was
they
awesome.
were some of them were. They were nice
I did not make friends on.
I wonder why, Dane.
Well, Dane, when you tell
mostly
people
because
you're gonna butt fuck their grandmothers, it's not gonna go well.
Also because you lived out in BFE and had dial-up for a really long time.
Yeah, I had like dial-up to like 2009, but when I would go into my friends' houses and stuff, or if I was like staying the night at my grandma's house, I would always take my Xbox in and play. I didn't make any friends doing that, just because if what I would do, my strategy for a while was I would talk really nice to somebody and like start making friends with them, and then I'd wait till they got like on my team, and then I would team kill them until I got kicked from the lobby.
Wow.
Just the ultimate asshole.
Dude, I was the biggest dick on fucking Halo.
The best one that I remember was it was before Halo 3 came out, and I was playing Halo 2, had a friend over, and we had another guy we went to school with. We were all playing online together, and this kid like they were all on our team. This kid manages to kill this guy, and he gets on there and he's like, "Really? You just kill me so you get in the Warthog? We're on the same team. You're a waste of my tax dollars. Why aren't you in school?" And literally, he's just wasting my tax dollars. He's literally just screaming at this kid about how he's mad that he's paying for the public school system and it's not doing the kid any good. It was, oh my god.
That same night that you were talking about, because that was back when you could have like up to 4 guests,
which was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like you could have the same 4 people on, but so it was like Halo 3. And we were playing, it was me, Burb, Kyle, and I think Skit all together. And do you remember Sandtrap?
Yeah,
like with
man.
the elephants and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was Sandtrap Capture the Flag.
In the elephants.
So what we did, because the flags in Sandtrap would spawn in the elephants.
In the elephants, yep.
So what we did was we took 2 mongoose, okay? And I was driving one and Burb was driving the other because we were the only 2 that knew how to drive well. And we fucking drove with Kyle and Skip on the back, got into the enemy team's Warthog and like started defending it. Burb got up like to the piloting part of the elephant, and I shit you not, he was driving the elephant, and the other 3 of us were sitting down and killing people that were trying to get... We were even killing our own teammates trying to steal the flag.
Why didn't you just get the flag and take it to your base?
It was more about to see if we could do it. So what we did is we drove this elephant. It took us like probably 20 minutes to get this elephant all the way over to the other elephant, and once we got there, we just like hopped it across, and then we won.
I remember there was one time me and my friend were on a mongoose, and it was on like Valhalla.
I love that
map. Yeah, but like, we got the flag, and we were pretty sure we were gonna die because there was a fucking scorpion, but he shot and missed and hit under us, and we went flying all the way to our base and fucking scored.
Dude, the physics of Halo is just so good.
It's so fun.
Or like, I loved it in like, you can't do it necessarily in Halo 4, but like, old Halo, where like, if you needed to get away quick, you could fucking throw like a plasma grenade on the back of like a Warthog and then get up on the turret and throw you across the map. Yeah, Halo was good.
Good times in Halo.
Yeah.
I have no good memories of Call of Duty.
No.
I do on Call of Duty 4.
Yeah,
everything beyond that, no.
I do some, like, not online though, not online play, unless it was like zombies, and that was with people I knew. You know,
okay, yeah, World at War, the zombies, yeah, I definitely.
Zombies was fun, and even like Black Ops Zombies was fun too. But like that was all I played though.
I wasn't a real big fan of any of it, honestly.
Like I don't know. Like Call of Duty's a different feel because everybody takes that so seriously. Like for that, it's not about the fun.
Game.
Yeah, like because for Halo, it was about the fun.
Yeah.
Of playing, whereas Call of Duty, it was like. Well, let's see how irritating we can make a game.
Oh, yeah.
And make people, like, super serious about it.
Year.
Yeah, pay for it.
So,
we're going to re-release the same game with different skins every year.
Yeah.
And people will still pay for it.
Switching gears a little bit, well, I guess it'd be back. I don't have cable. I don't think you have cable, do you?
I've got cable.
Do you have cable?
I live in the civilized world, and I have cable.
Well, excuse me. I only have internet. My whole point of this is that instead of watching it, right now, the Sharknado 2 is premiering on Sci-Fi.
Is it really?
Yes.
Why are we serious?
Yeah, and we're doing a podcast.
I love this podcast. We need to be watching that.
Well, the reason that I ask is because did you guys ever see the first?
Yes.
Yeah, when I was really drunk.
See, like... do you guys realize who the Asylum is, though? The people that make those movies?
They're the guys that make, like, Titanic 2 and stuff.
Titanic 2.
They make Transmorphers.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that
Alien vs. Hunter.
It's the Mockbusters.
Yeah, the Mockbusters, yeah.
And, like, going in knowing, like, because I think a lot of people didn't realize that, like, that's their thing. They purposely make
a total
bad
joke,
movies.
Basically.
Right.
They do it on purpose. So I feel like a lot of people were like, these people are so dumb. Like, they know what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose.
Dude, and the thing is I actually like their movies. Like,
that's
Sharknado was
like,
amazing.
Going into it knowing that,
yeah.
I felt like I was I was just to be like, oh, this is dumb. But you know what? I watched that movie with friends. I feel like if I watched it alone, I wouldn't have liked it. But watch it. It's one of those movies that when you watch it with a group of friends,
it's kind of like
it's a lot of fun.
It's kind of like watching The Room.
Yeah, The Room. Only The Room wasn't intentional to be bad.
Yeah, it's just bad. The problem the problem with The Room is that I actually like that movie. Like, I know it's bad.
One of the few, man.
I know it's bad, but I actually enjoy watching it.
But do you like it genuinely, or do you like it because it's bad? That's the question.
I like it in that, like,
so bad
pulpy, like, that kind of cult movie kind of way.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
I like it for, like, the same reason, I guess, that I like, I don't know, like another fucking bad movie.
Like, what was that? Were you with us when we watched, what was it? It was a Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Entity.
That's it, Paranormal Entity.
I liked that one,
Were you with us when we watched that?
Yeah, I liked that one,
too. That was another movie that it was like, if I'd watched it by myself, I probably would have hated it.
Yeah.
But it was, but I watched it with a group of friends, and it was fun.
The majority of the times I've seen The Room have been by myself. Like, I'll sometimes just like, sometimes like if I'm having a bad day, or if I'm like doubting that I'll ever make it in life, I go and I watch that, and I go, Tommy Wiseau fucking made it. So I can't.
See, the thing is though, is like I have a thing that I like to watch too that cheers me up, but it's only 6 seconds, and it's called Jack and the Party Blower, and we've already linked that, so there's no point in linking it again. In fact, I found out, at least as far as I know, every time that I look up that video, because believe me, I watch it at least like 8 times a week. It happens because there's always someone who hasn't seen it, and then they watch it and they say, "Play it again, play it again, play it again," because you can't watch it just one time.
No, you gotta watch it a
But
lot.
the last time that I checked, if you look up Jack and the Party Blower, the third thing that comes up is that podcast of Eat, Drink, Dump.
Is it really?
I think last time I checked it was. I'll do it on my phone right now. Just to see.
Moving on up.
But I'm pretty sure, at least, because I was thinking it might just be my account.
Because we plugged the shit out of it.
I feel like it would be more them helping us.
Yeah.
Which it's like, it's good to be known for
something.
Yeah, well, good to be known for a video where a baby gets scared by a party blower.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the worst thing you could be known for. Oh god, yeah. I've been showing everybody that TV Maxwell video of the Bad Driver.
Yeah, there it is, number 3.
Holy shit!
He picked up number 6.
We made it.
I'm gonna take a snapshot of that and I'll send it to you. We can put it in the dump somewhere. Throw it on Instagram. I don't know.
We made it. That's as much as we can sing of that song without like owing anybody money.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, TV Maxwell. They are awesome.
Fucking
awesome.
Yeah, we'll link them too.
Yeah. Gosh, that last video that they did, the worst driver in the world.
I just love how everything breaks down in their videos. Like, it's like they have a plot, and then it's like they never know how to end their videos, so they just fucking end them. Like,
and it's awesome. Oh man, it's kind of the stuff. It's one of those things that I watch though, and I kind of think like, this is sort of what we were doing in high school. But then I think again, and it's like, this would be what we were doing in high school if we never showed our parents.
Yeah.
If we never showed our parents or anything, this is like the stuff that we would do.
If we were doing it now, like, if we were going back, like when we start doing shorts again, like hopefully pretty soon, that's hopefully what we'll be doing more of is like shit like that.
Like, just to get to that level of just, it's so weird and strange.
Well,
but that's why I like it.
That's kind of a callback from old YouTube though, because YouTube videos used to be like that. Like they had like little plot, like they were goofy,
like Smosh.
Yeah. And like it seems like anymore that like,
well, now it's like you have to have a thumbnail that just immediately gets everyone's attention. You have to have, and in doing that, you got to have like boobs or kittens or something.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And it's like even the ones that used to do that, like Smosh. That's what I see of them, and it's like at the same time though, I would rather see them at least attempting to like go out of their way to make something instead of like a lot of these Let's Players like PewDiePie. I'm not a fan.
I'm not either.
But I sound like a hypocrite because then I watch Game Grumps almost every single day. But yeah, I don't know.
I just feel that there are a lot of good content creators out there on YouTube that don't get noticed specifically because there's now so much like so much expectation, I guess, of like
I think it's
corporate stuff, and like there's so YouTube's a fucking mess. Like,
but I also think a lot of it has to do with that. There's just so much.
There's so much
everything.
Content anymore.
It's so much easy, or not so much easy. Wow, got that. It's so easy to get lost in the mix.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you don't really know what to look for.
Yeah,
like,
and promoting yourself, we can all say from experience, like you with the Rooster Teeth thing though, got a pretty good break.
Yeah, those guys were fucking awesome.
I can say that, like, from the past, just plugging yourself is, for some people is a lot easier than others, and for me, it just never has been. I've thrown stuff out there, I've linked it a few times, and it's done okay, but, I mean, not where I'm going to be.
You and me have been making videos for, like...
2008. So it's been...
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years now.
And, obviously, we're still in school, so I mean, we've never had any success.
Yeah, haven't been able to drop out and just live on that YouTube money.
I will say, every year when I file taxes and it asks me for my profession, I always put filmmaker on there just because I want to feel like a pretentious asshole.
Well, other goings-ons. I don't know. You guys, I doubt you guys have heard of this. I know we talked about this on one of the earlier podcasts, Dollhouse. My friend Rachel does Dollhouse. By the time this goes up, it'll be over, but she had a Kickstarter. The first 4 chapters were finished, and to kickstart the book, and she wanted to get $6,350. They just passed $8,000, which means that instead of $500, they're going to do the full run of $1,000, which is completely awesome.
Sweet. So go buy the shit out of it, is what you're saying. Now, is it going to be a nationwide release, or is it going to be a regional release?
I think what it's going to be for now is, I don't know when they're going to go up as far, because right now she said that she's getting it out to people who got it through the Kickstarter. I know that you'll be able to get it from the website, which we can throw another link down there, or a link to the Kickstarter or whatever. I know that she'll be taking it to like some conventions and stuff that she's going to. I think she said she's going to be at the St. Louis Comic-Con next year. She's going to get a table, sell stuff there. I imagine she'll be back at Anime St. Louis again next year.
Okay.
And I think she's going to go on the she'll have a thing on her website eventually when she gets everything shipped out, and they get, printed where you can buy one there too.
Okay, here's my deal. We've plugged her shit. This is twice now, okay? And it's awesome. And I feel like kind of a creep because we plugged her shit, and I'm a huge fan of like her work. Never met her. And it's not even like I stumbled on it on the internet. Like, she's a friend of a friend. Like, it's like it would be so easy and take little effort for me to like just be at the same place and be like, hey. But
it's like every time it works out, it's like, oh hey, we're all getting together or whatever. Rachel's here or whatever, and you're like, oh, I can't. I got something else planned, or something happens.
If I don't get, because I will buy a physical copy, if I don't get it signed, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Oh, man. Yeah, congrats to her, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'll be like the, you remember the old commercial with, like the Native American dude on the side of the highway with the single tears?
You're holding this book.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Oh, man, I want to make that new video. You're just holding this book, it's unsigned, and it's like you have the arch behind you and everything. Like, because the title, or the cover of the book has like a certain shot of, it's the character Satine, and it has like the arch, because the book's called Gateway Songs. I think it'd be great if we like recreated that shot, but it's you holding the book and just the one tear, and like the thing at the bottom just said, "I only wanted it signed," or something like that.
I'm not gonna like. I hope I don't have to pay like $50 or something at Comic-Con to do it. Like,
she'd be like Christopher Lloyd, where she's chewing food in your face the whole time. What's your name? Okay, bye.
Okay, see you later. There you go, kid.
Like $50 on top of
get the fuck out of here.
Book and everything.
Damn it! I'm part of the press, man.
This is. I need this for a review copy. No.
You'll never get plugged on our podcast again. Our meaningless podcast that you're probably better off without. What would be awesome is if she contacted you to contact me to tell us to stop plugging her podcast because it was detrimental to her business.
I go on here like in the next couple days when this gets linked, just be like, "Hey Rachel, we talked about Dollhouse again."
Yeah, please.
And she just tweets me back, just be like, "I'm gonna get a
cut it out.
I'm gonna get a DMCA notice. You're gonna have a strike against your YouTube account here in the next like 5 hours."
Actually, that would probably
defamation.
That would probably be the best thing of my life. If
just someone, man, yeah, removed. This has been removed on grounds of defamation by Theft and Press Revenge. Theft and Revenge Press.
Now, what we should do though is
looking forward to getting a copy of that soon.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, because you were talking about Comic-Con and then you said like Anime STL and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're going to Anime STL again. Like,
I know
I'm definitely going because I had so much fun.
Yeah.
I'll be there the whole weekend this time,
and hopefully we can score it out so that that we can do 2 panels. One for
hopefully we can get both
effect, whatever,
panels,
and then another one for Deep Creek Dump.
Yeah. What would be awesome though is if all of us were like the cast didn't change between panels. Like it was just panel A, 4 people of the same thing doing this, and then panel B, same people doing just a different thing.
Oh man.
What is the convention that's happening in October?
That one that you and Goose have talked about it a lot.
I'm going to it.
The drinking one or whatever.
It's yeah. Basically,
that's all. I don't remember the name either. I don't remember the name. Like alcohol.
It's more of like specifically like science fiction. Rather than like anime, it's like sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I definitely want to go with that.
This is literally the first time you've mentioned the sci-fi part. Every other time you bring it up, you're just like, "There's alcohol." I have to go.
What it is like during the day, it's just a regular convention, just like it normally is. At night, though, you go back to like the hotel at the convention center, and all the rooms are opened up, and there's like open kegs and stuff all over the place, and the hotel's 21 and up to get in. And it's just like a huge drinking like orgy.
Drink fest.
And I think what we need to do is like we need to do a section of actually scratch that. Here's what we're going to do for that. We're going to cover it like professional press people, okay?
Are you serious?
But we're going to do it like we're going to go there, we're going to do the con, and then we're going to cover the parties mostly, though. And then I feel like this is going to turn into like a Fear and Loathing style, where like we go there to cover the con, but we only end up like we never leave the hotel. Like, we're just drunk for the entire weekend. We never even went into the convention center.
Yeah.
You don't even buy tickets for the convention.
We totally forgot.
How was the convention? Booze.
It was great. Yeah, it was fucking great. By the end of it, like, have like some really profound like revelation at the end of it.
About Goose.
Fucking Goose sitting there with like the fucking like cigarette holder and like the yellow tint glasses, like, typing away.
Talking about you'd
in like a flooded room.
You'd be Dr. Gonzo.
All
goes get a prototype of God. Too rare to live. Or is it too weird to live, too rare to die?
Yeah. Dude, I actually watched a documentary, I think it was yesterday, on the last 24 hours of Hunter S. Thompson's life and like what happened and stuff, and then it kind of gave like biographical stuff. He did like Fear and Loathing and stuff like that, and then I guess I never realized that when he was doing like the campaign, he was doing Fear and Loathing on the campaign trail 1972.
Yeah.
For the Nixon election.
Yeah.
And like I guess he just got so burnt out on drugs and stuff that like it was really difficult for him to write the rest of it. And but like he was kind of one of those guys that like he started doing public appearances after his writing career had kind of fizzled out, and he'd gotten so famous for not necessarily his writing in part, but for just him. Like he ended up kind of being more famous just for being himself than anything. But when I was watching the documentary, like as he got older, he still was playing the part of Hunter S. Thompson. And the thing is like, that wasn't the real guy. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like, he would come out and he'd do crazy shit on stage, like while he was speaking in public. But it was all just like one of those things that was like, he got kind of trapped in the character of like, this is what they're expecting, so I've got to go out and like put on a show while I'm there. And he had like his son and his grandkids and stuff over, and they were actually, he had spent like the whole weekend with them and stuff, and then like he just went back into his back room, shot himself in the head, and just,
oh god,
like, then at his funeral is probably the greatest example of a funeral ever. He had himself cremated, his ashes mixed with red, white, and blue like smoke powder, had his ashes loaded into an anti-aircraft cannon, and then
that's pretty awesome.
Shot out to Mr. Tambourine Man by Bob Dylan. Like, fucking awesome, dude. Like,
I mean, that's the way to go.
Like, well, because it was one of those things that, like, he started feeling old, and so he kind of did the Ernest Hemingway thing. Like, he started feeling old and was just like, nope, boom, fucking ended it. Which is like my retirement plan. Like, my retirement plan's like 12 gauge, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yesterday, local student Dane Bogart was put on suicide watch after statements he made in his
hey,
podcast.
Man, you know what? All I'm saying is that's a long time off. Well, I'm not going to no fucking nursing home.
Unless, well, so you said that was a documentary, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that Second Life documentary you were watching a couple of
Oh, shit. I don't even know if we've got enough time or sanity to talk about that fucking documentary. Yeah, we watched, well, because you were here for part of it, right?
I was there for the tail end and then got pretty much every detail about it from you and Tyler, and you pretty much just going, what?
Oh, it was a document. Scott, did I tell you about this?
No, I came in like the same time as him. I caught like the very end of it.
It was a documentary on on the game Second Life. And basically how these people have all, like, there's a huge segment that have just completely ruined their fucking lives over this video game. And, like, this, it followed, like, the story, it was called, the documentary is called Life 2.0, but it, like, followed, like, this lady who left her husband, and got a divorce to be with some guy that she'd been cheating on her husband with in Second Life, that they've been, like, having, like, meetings and stuff. And then she was so shocked when the guy moved in and then was a fucking asshole. She was like, he was not the same person he was on Second Life. And yeah, no fucking shit he wasn't. Like, what do you expect? And then there was the one fuck who...
the dude that played the little girl?
Yeah, like, there was one dude who would not play any other character other than a 12-year-old girl that he had completely... I can't even say...
He worked his reality around it.
Yeah, I can't even say he made up a story for her. He had a delusion that she was a real entity, that he believed that she was a character in a video game, but that she was a separate consciousness from himself, and that she manipulated what she wanted to do in the game through him. And so he was controlling her own thoughts.
He's basically insane.
He was having just extreme delusions. And then he got to the point where, like, he was like, having the character, like, load, like, bombs and stuff on herself, and, like, he was doing, like, suicide bombings on, like, buildings and stuff, and then, like, he would, like, walk into, like, this virtual nightclub and start gunning, like, other players down and stuff, and he was like, she's so sad, and she's going crazy and stuff, and it's like, that dude needed help, because he's already so into the delusion that this character is not a character, it is a real person. And then he's having her do these extremely, like, violent acts. And granted, it's a video game, but if he's that far into it, he's taking it.
It's a little fucked up.
That's a guy that I think could take it to the next level. You know, and it's like,
hooks are deep, man.
It was crazy, man. And, like, he had this fucking gorgeous fiance. Okay, this chick was fit. He would not spend any time with her. He wouldn't talk to her, and she lived in the same house. But he worked 8 hours a day and then would spend about 12 hours a day on the game. And then
did this guy sleep?
Like, he slept in the computer room. He would sleep in his computer chair. And so she leaves. Of course, the lady leaves him because she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Well, then he, at the end of the documentary, gets all sad and he's like, "Well, I deleted my character and then she left me and stuff." And then he started another character and it was another 12-year-old, but it was like a boy this time, and it was just like, this guy had problems. Some really this dude needed a psychiatrist, fucking crazy. And then there was the one lady that made her whole living off of it. It was just fucking crazy. And I'm a huge video game fan. I love video games, love everything about them. But these are the same people that make fun of people that play World of Warcraft and raid on World of Warcraft for 5 hours. And then these people will go and do shit like this. And it's like, Second Life is so far and beyond more detached, I think, than something like World of Warcraft. Because at least with World of Warcraft, people take that seriously, but at least it's a game. It never stops being a game. That you're not really an orc. You're not really a Tauren running around on the fields of Azeroth. Yeah. You're not. These people, though, recreate their own lives and start living a life on Second Life that ends up superseding their real life, and that's where do you draw the line, for me, a game is for entertainment, and, trust me, I played World of Warcraft for a long time, and I take that seriously, but it never stops being a game, it's never something that I don't have fun with, and if I don't have fun with it, why am I doing it,
Yeah. Those people are pretty fucking... I just don't understand the appeal of it.
Well, because it's not even with Second Life, at least with World of Warcraft, there is objectives.
There's something to do.
Yeah, I'm going to do battlegrounds. I'm going to do instances. I'm going to do raids, or I'm going to craft, or explore, or whatever. Second Life, there is no purpose to the game. There's no quest, nothing. It's just you get on and you're there. It's just like a social experiment, man.
Well, if I've understood it right, Second Life is pretty much just like a big chat room thing, but pretty you can do it's extra crap.
Well, because the guy that made Second Life is a fucking genius, because he didn't make anything for the game. All he did was make the engine, and then he let the game make itself, because you could go on there and you can create houses and stuff like that. It's kind of like The Sims in that part. You can create stuff on there. So this guy actually never created the game. All he did was create the engine, and he created one island. And then he let everybody else go and create his game for him. Which is amazing, but at the same time, where the fuck do you draw the line? Of, nuts. And then there was fucking, people doing lawsuits because of shit that was happening on Second Life and stuff like that. Just insane. Watch the documentary, Life 2.0. Watch it. It will make you reevaluate your priorities in life.
Or be thankful that you have any at all.
Yeah, basically.
I have never been so happy to be an MMO player in my entire life, because I was like, you know what? I'm better than these people. I'm better than the middle-aged mom that needs to feed her strawberries on Farmville.
That'll be a good one.
Did anybody follow Comic-Con at all?
I wasn't able to follow it a whole lot. I followed what I could with it. It seems to me like Comic-Con becomes more and more every year of comic book movies and stuff, which are announced, and that's always awesome.
Yeah.
But then it just seems to be less and less innovative stuff, and more just fan service type stuff, which is cool. But it seems like the news portion of Comic-Con shrinks every year, and then
Well, it's harder and harder to surprise people anymore, because
that's true.
You have stuff that are leaked out or whatever. Everyone's trying to find out what's going on right now, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of things where people are like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, or I did, but it's actually real, you know what I mean? One thing I did see from it, I'm really not a big fan of Family Guy, and Simpsons hasn't been that good.
Did you do the crossover?
But the crossover. Did you guys see the 5-minute preview or whatever? Yeah, some of it was okay, I guess.
I'll have to check that out. I saw that, but I didn't like click on it or anything.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, The Simpsons is classic. Yeah, it's not on its strongest writing anymore. Family Guy.
That's the same thing with Family Guy. To me.
Family Guy's fucking terrible anymore, man. Like,
yeah, it's not good.
I haven't laughed at an episode of Family Guy, at a new episode of Family Guy in a long time. They just, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, Simpsons kind of did it, and they made it work. Family Guy kind of did it, made it work. Where they try and keep things, like, somewhat current.
Yeah.
But fucking South Park perfected it. They are the masters at keeping themselves current. Like, I mean, all those are made a week in advance, you know? So it's all, you know, in the news.
I know there's plenty of people that, like, you know, they don't enjoy South Park, but that's one of the shows I actually do like.
I love South Park.
I do like South Park a lot.
And I know that, like, superficially, and because it is true, there's a lot of, you know, it's like toilet humor,
fart jokes and stuff. But there's deeper meanings and stuff in it, too.
There's also some pretty clever stuff in there, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, I mean, usually the moral, like, Stan and Kyle's, like, revelations at the end of, like, at the episode is it's usually a good point. It's just, like, they give you a really, like, goofy way to illustrate a good point. And the Game of Thrones episodes last season were fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Xbox One versus PlayStation 4?
Yeah, George R.R. Martin actually responded to that finally.
Did he? What'd he say?
He said something like, we'll have to link it, but
it doesn't surprise me.
The lady was interviewing him, and he just out of nowhere was like, so South Park tells me that my character in there is obsessed with wieners. He's like, but I don't think that I'm obsessed with wieners. He's like, I don't even like wieners. He's like, boobies I'm obsessed with. He's like, I really like the booby end of the spectrum. And like that was like the whole interview. And then he just kind of like walked away and stopped. And it was at like a play, like if you look in the background, like the background for like the sponsorship thing is all Playboy stuff.
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome. George R.R. Martin fucking getting it, dude.
Oh yeah.
And if you think about it, I mean, they do like the wiener stuff in like those South Park episodes. Really, not a whole lot of dicks in the show.
That's what they're like. They're like making fun of that.
A shit ton of boobs. Like there's so much female nudity in that. But yeah, I mean, not a ton of frontal male nudity.
There's some parts.
Though there was one, and I forget. I think it's in like the first or second season. Oh God, who was the dude? Was it Khal Drago? Was he walking around naked at one point, or was it the Hound?
I've never watched the show, so I couldn't tell you.
They took like some guy prisoner and were dragging him behind a horse.
But he was like fucking huge, right? He was some like I'm thinking like there was some fucking huge dude in the first
Hodor.
It was Hodor.
Yeah, that's definitely
okay.
Yeah,
when he's like all huge and naked and stuff, that dude's got like a Pringles can dick. Fucking, he's like walking around with a fucking cucumber between his legs. And this is probably like the biggest flaccid penis I've ever seen. It's just fucking swinging in the wind, man. Like this dude just has nothing but sheer pride for this. And good for him. You know what? Good for him. Dude walking around fucking just swinging down. It's fucking, he walks bow-legged because it keeps slapping his knees out of alignment.
Oh
my god.
This is a very mature podcast. Oh, yeah. We talk about highly political issues.
Well, then I'm trying to think, like, in that show, like, the only other dicks you see are like Like the who's the gay guys on there?
Dude, I don't know.
Fucking, you see them sometimes, but yeah, it's never.
There's really not a whole lot. Yeah, there's a few parts, but like, yeah, it's mainly tits and ass.
Dude, Emilia Clarke.
I know.
Unfortunately, I think starting this season, she has a no nudity clause in her contract now.
Well, son of a bitch.
That's just disappointing.
That is very disappointing, actually.
I know another show that I really like is Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Love that show.
You know, like those news satire shows like Colbert and The Daily Show.
Jon
like,
Stewart.
Yeah, like they're funny, but they're not something that I go out of my way to watch, you know? Like, I enjoy them, but it's just one of those things, like, someone flips it on, you're just chilling out, you watch it, whatever. I really like John Oliver, though, just because I feel like, one, it's on HBO, so they don't have to worry about making anybody mad, because it's all subscription-based. And, two, you know, they kind of touch on topics that no one's either, A, really talking about, or B, really like notice, you know? Mm-hmm. Like 2 weeks ago, as the airing of this podcast, 2 weeks ago they did a jail, and it was basically like him just talking about how terrible the whole prison system in America is, but it had like a kind of satire spin on it.
Right.
Like what I loved is at one point he points out he's like, you know, America has such a bad crime rate that there's an episode of Sesame Street that they actually have to sing a song about how one of the little puppet characters' dad has gone to jail and how he's going to deal with it. And it's one of those things that you think he's lying, but then they show the clip, and it's real.
That's fucked up.
At the end of the episode, he's like, he's making fun of that, and he's like sitting on like, they have like a backdrop that looks like a Sesame Street episode, and he's sitting on the steps, and all these little puppets come up, and they're like, "Oh, what's wrong, John?" He's like, "Well, it's the American prison system." And he's like, one of them's like, "Oh yeah, my dad went to jail." Another one's like, "Yeah, my dad went to prison," and all this stuff. And then this like little alligator comes up out of nowhere, and he's like, "They got my dad too. He's been behind bars for 19 years, and people just go and look at him every day." And he goes, No, your dad's in a zoo. He's not in jail. He's in a zoo. And, like, what I love at one point is the little alligator. He keeps coming back, and he's just like, "Look," he's like, "just crocodiles. But crocodiles are in zoos, okay?" And he just stops. He just goes, "I'm an alligator." He goes, "Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh, so we all look the same, don't we? Crocodiles and alligators all looking the same. No, that's not what I meant. It's just stuff like that. It's so good."
Yeah, I was sad to see, because I like the Daily Show a lot. I was kind of sad to see him go from that, but from what I've seen of Last Week Tonight, it's been really funny, and I've really liked it. Dude, that's about it, man. We have cashed this podcast. It's just, you know, not our strongest piece of work, but we're getting something out there.
It's all right. Yeah.
It's putting oil in the wheels, basically, because it's been all 2 months.
Well, that's the thing, is like,
which you would think in 2 months there'd be more interesting things that would have happened to us, but to be fair, it's so much has happened.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, it's actually, like, podcasts and stuff are harder to do, and same way with, like, doing shorts and stuff. Those are harder to do the longer you wait in between them, because you kind of get yourself set in that mode of thinking of things to talk about, and then when you take a break from that for a while, yeah, you would think you have more topics to talk about, but you can't think of them because your brain's not in that mode anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So, anyway.
Hopefully next time it would also help if we get more of the crew back. I feel like that kind of helps bouncing off of one another.
Yeah, because Adam was gone today, and then Leslie was being
Goose
lazy.
has been MIA all summer.
Goose is dead to us.
I hope to God you don't put this up, and then he's like, "Oh, new podcast." He gets to the whole thing.
No.
And he's like, I hope my friends say something about me. Goose is dead to us.
He gets on like Falcor and flies away. Okay. All right. Well, subscribe to us on Twitter at eDrinkDump, and please like us, watch us, subscribe to us, tell your friends. We would like the views.
Validate us. Validate our work.
Yeah, actually, this is all a narcissist project for us, so please just make us feel better about ourselves. Yeah, good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.